Welcome back to the Director's Garage. I am your host and resident idiot, Michael, and today, folks, well, I'm flipping the script a little bit. Now, I was going to make this an unboxing episode, kind of a shorter video where I just kind of run through some stuff that I've been kind of waiting to open. Some of the stuff's been here for months.
Come on.
But then this came in. It's a headphone that I've wanted to experience since it came out last fall. It's a Flagship, and I bought it with my own cold, hard cash from Audio46.com. Audio46 is the place to go if you're looking for headphone gear. They have, like, everything. The place is insane. I get lost on their web pages for hours checking out the latest in headphones, amps, and DACs. Yeah, I'm a huge fan. So when I decided that this box right here would be my next purchase, I knew where to go to get it. They ship fast and free, and here is the very best part. If at checkout you use the coupon code Director's Garage, all one word, you can knock an extra 5% off most of the gear they carry. Audio46 price matches. They do all the things, and they are the best in the business. Up against a wall, there's something dying out on the street. When they knock you down, you're gonna get back on your feet. You got that one? That's Battle Born by The Killers, people, off the album Battle Born. So fun. All right, so what's in this box has been on my short list since they came out. I bought these as an open box. We used to call these scratch and dent models because if you know me, I buy almost everything I review to remove the bias, and I almost never buy new. All right, I think we are here. What do you think? Should we open it? Are you ready? Wow! It's more cardboard. Wow! In another box. Yeah, we're gonna need to get this out. Box 2. What do you guys suppose this is? I mean, I buy a lot of headphones. This thing could really be anything when you think about it. I know you guys are thinking D8000, but I'm telling you, you're wrong. A couple more slits, and I think we're gonna be there. All right, guys, I think this is the moment of truth. Let's check it out. Are you ready? Foam. When are we going to get to something? Oh, Jesus, this is just getting ridiculous. Well, I have now. This looks like some kind of canvasy box. It's like a wrapper for the box. What is this box made of? Like gold? Wow, that is tight. Yeah, I'm not sure. I think maybe the key is going to be to pull everything out at once, like the foam with the box. It seems to be coming. Yeah, okay, so we got the foam thing. Kind of flip it like we're flipping a flapjack or something. Jesus, they packed the heck out of this thing. All right, I think we're getting down to something. I think I can just flip it out from here. Oh, look at that. Look at that, folks. It's the Dan Clark Expanse. The Dan Clark Expanse. $4,000 of planar magnetic goodness. I know I made fun of the name for a long time, the Expanse, but I keep hearing such great things about this headphone. When the opportunity came up, I went all in. Let's take a look at this thing. Whoa. So we got a product card here, and sticker went flying. Sticker. All right, and then we got a certificate of authenticity to tell you it's really an Expanse. All right, so we've got this guy here. This must be, wow, look how small this is. Guys, check out how tiny this case contracts to. This is going to be a potential road warrior, I think. It's an open back. All right, foregoing the rest of the box for a second, let's go and take a look at these because I think we're about to see something special. Whoa. Oh, baby. Whoa, look at this. Look at this. This is all stitched up here. Look at it. It even says Expanse, and it's right in the headband in blue. How do we get this foam out of here so we can get a look at these things? Man, these things they're smaller than I thought they were. I assumed this would be a giant headphone, but are super compact. My goodness, look at these things. All right, so I think we do this little dance here where we pull down on them. Yeah, look at this action. Look at this action. You start like this. I'll clear this box out of here so you can see it better. But you start like this, and then you just pull down, and the headphone expands itself. And oh, there's some like a doodah. Oh, this is a 3D printed housing to control the width so these don't compress together too far. This sits in the middle between the two things. And then you get to the headphone, and here it is. Here it is, guys. Let's see. Oh, yeah, super comfortable and light. Amazed at how light these are. These feel terrific. The cups are a very high quality leather. This is a hybrid design, so this is kind of more of a sound absorbent material, whereas the outside of the cup is straight leather. Very cool, very cool. Do these come off? No, it doesn't look like it. It looks like these things are pretty glued in. All right, so you guess we can't see that nano material I've been hearing about. They put like this stuff on the inside of the cup to absorb waves as they come back into the headphone to try and control what they call standing waves. I don't know what it means, but it sure sounds cool. Yeah, the headband of the highest quality. This is really good stitched leather down here. It's got blue stitching, kind of setting it at, it looks really unique. This part's a little bit on the wonky side, flimsy, but man, I could just all day contract these things and pull them out and just do this whole regime here, because this is highly engineered stuff here. This is like space age shit. So let's take a look at what else you get with this thing, because I'm new to it. I want to know. And it looks like there's a box down here too. Now this is probably going to have the cables in it, I'm guessing. And when I pull this out, yeah, that's exactly what it is. This is the cable to hook it in, and it's a Pentacon adapter, so I'm going to need to use something to get it into my Bakun stack back there. And what I appreciate about these things is they're a unique look and a unique design. Dan Clark has been taking headphone design in their own direction, and I really appreciate anybody who's daring to be different and is pushing the bounds of what we expect a headphone to look like. These are unique. This is all this cup down here. Take a look at it. All of this cup, this is the back side of the cup. It's wide open with this material that allows the waves to escape. Very interesting design, very cool looking. I'm super impressed with the build on this thing, and if you look at the way this thing expands and contracts, I'm going to make an expanse joke here in a second. Please. It just is quite lovely in the way it's engineered. I mean, it's really a miracle marvel in the way this all works. This is not something that was just kind of thrown together. This was thought out. So yeah, I'm looking at the way these go in. These are 4 pins and 4 pins. I don't know that I have another cable that will actually work with this. I think it's going to be kind of proprietary to this headphone, which is unfortunate because I've got some pretty cool cables back there. But these things are wired up. I think it's time we go into a director's garage sound impression. All right, so out of the gate, the first thing I'm going to point out is that this cable is ridiculously short. I mean, it's got to be 2 feet long if it's that much. So there's a accessory on the way to the director's garage in the near future, just so I can kind of sit back and enjoy these things, because this is like almost choking me. It's so tight back to the amp back here. But we're going to start off with the Grateful Dead. I'm going to start off with some American Beauty, and I'm going to listen to Box of Rain, and I want to hear the deep bass that these things can deliver if it's there. There is some good sub bass right off the bat. Ooh. Oh, these are really nice first impression. Boy, there is a deep sub on this that is fantastic. Really enjoying it. And there's a really nice image coming through. You got Jerry Garcia's voice over here. You got Rob Weir over here. The bass is just really kicking deep. It's very beautiful. I'm not getting the highest sense of the treble and the sparkle on top of the treble. These are coming in a little bit darker to me. When I listened to the Stealth, it sounded very similar, and I was at Can Jam, not the best environment to listen, but I didn't sense a lot of treble loft in those. But these are kicking way deeper. The first note that I had on the Stealth is that the bass was light. These are not bass light. These are very well filled in down low. I get the sense that these are a medium speed. I don't think these are the fastest thing I've heard. I don't think these are the slowest thing I've heard. I'm not sensing a ton of micro detail, but it's pleasant. It's pleasant on top. The finger picking doesn't pop out the way it does on some other headphones that have a little more treble presence. They've really played it safe on the top end. But they sound appropriate, and these are very lively sounding pair of headphones. I'm going to go to a Supertramp track. I know they're one of my favorite bands, and I just love them, but I'm going to go to Even in the Quietest Moments, and I want to listen to Give a Little Bit, which has got a really bright guitar at the top. And I want to hear, how is that sounding? Do I hear that brightness, or do I not? And I don't. Again, these are missing a little bit on the top upper frequencies. It's interesting. It's not bad. It's like it's just reined in a bit. It's an interesting headphone. These aren't like other high-end headphones I've heard. And yet there's an edge on the saxophone when the saxophone solo comes in that's pleasant, and it cuts through. So it's interesting. It's almost like a filter of some sort that allows some brightness to come through, but not all the brightness. These aren't airy. These aren't like creating a sense of loftiness and airiness. And I'm gonna say something here that might be a little bit like I told you so, but this is a headphone that probably would benefit from the brighter sound characteristic of my old cord stack that's missing. And I'm gonna try something real quick, and that's, I'm gonna play this same track through the Cord TT. Okay, the brightness of the Cord DAC has opened up the top end. The Macintosh is a warmer DAC. This is a more technical, brighter DAC. And this is kind of expanding things. It's giving me the Expanse. This is a better pairing. Very interesting. I don't know in comparison to other headphones if I can ever call these like an airy, lofty sound. This is a darker headphone in comparison, I think, once I get to shootout stage. You know we're going to do more episodes on this. I got a lot of money in these. I don't know if it fits in the upper echelon of audiophile experiences because they lean into the bass and they don't open up. Like, it's opening up now, but it's not opening up the way the Susvara or some of my other, the Caldera. I like the way these are just casual, fun listening. I just don't know that I'm getting like that audiophile vibe from these. But I gotta try a jazz track out. I want to see if I can find a genre that will really click with these. And I'm gonna go to Lee Morgan, the Sidewinder. So now you got Lee's trumpet and Joe Henderson on tenor sax, and they're on two different sides. You've got the sax over here, you got the trumpet over here, and they're playing a little bit dissonant but in perfect time. And it's a fun experience on this. It's a lively late 50s, early 60s groove. I don't remember when this is recorded. Maybe it'll tell me here. This is from 1963. This sounds like that early 60s kind of jazz vibe. Very swingy. Like you want to have out the martinis when you're listening to the Sidewinder. It's fabulous. It's a great track. And it's really well recorded. One of the better Blue Note recordings. And now Lee's doing his thing over here. Well, when you listen to this, you know where Traffic got their vibe from in the later 60s in the rock genre. This all came from these guys. I love making those connections or hearing those sonic connections between genres and eras. I'm going to go back and I want to check out where we at on the Bakun right now. It is a warmer sound. It's less technical. Certainly the chord stuff gives you that biting edge on the digital files. This is more like it's more ethereal. You get that tube sound. And this is a tube pre on the back end of the DAC that's feeding the Bakun. So it's a bit warmer, but you get a little more liveliness and immediacy to this sound. Yeah, this is like a smoky room. It's great. Jazz is definitely a really good sweet spot for this headphone. Rock, it gets a little muddy in the bass, I think. They're fast enough. There's no congestion anywhere. I should go to a good jazz singer. Let's go to Diana Krall. Let's go to Deed I Do. This is off of her album All For You. 1996. Oh. Yeah. This is the Expanse genre. This jazzy stuff, the stuff that's a little freer flowing. And I'm wondering if pop is going to go. We're going to go to Christina Aguilera in a second. Oh, now there's a beautiful guitar solo. It's a hollow body guitar. I love this sound. Great texture. I'm even getting a better sense of speed down low than I was under the rock genres. I'm going to try some pop now. I'm going to go to Christina Aguilera. I'm going to go to Back to Basics and Ain't No Other Man. One of my favorite tracks of her of all time. Good impact down low. Woo! SoundStage just opened up. They're doing some double tracking here. Sounds fantastic. Yeah, this is great. Much more comfortable in this lane. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'm getting a handle on these now. All right. I like this. All right, I'm going to pause for a second because I want to say something. Sometimes headphones, when I get a new headphone in, I put it on and I'll put something on. I'm like, that's okay. And then I'll put something else and I'm like, it sounds good. It sounds good. And then you have those moments where things start clicking. And for me, it was when I went into the jazz lane on these because the rock stuff, it was good, but the bass on these is really responsive. So it's like it's overdriving the bass. It's a little bit on the muddy side down low. It just wasn't like I've heard better experiences on some of my other headphones. So I'm like, okay, well, maybe these aren't the best. And then I went to jazz, where I've got more space and there's more nuance to the music. It's not driving and hitting you over the head or bright and light with thumping bass down low and that stuff. And I was like, oh, now I'm getting some space and some stuff happening on this. Let's go back and warm that up. So I went back to the Macintosh and things got more interesting. Then I'm like, well, if it's doing well in the jazz genre, and these things tend to like support a brighter sound, then female vocals in the jazz lane should be pretty good with this. So I went to Diana Krall, and sure enough, like all that breathy and top end and the beautiful tonality of her voice and the jazz accompaniment and the piano and the guitars and stuff, it fit this headphone great. And then I thought, well, if it's doing good with Diana, it might do really well with Christina, because she's got a power voice. And all of that brightness in pop music and stuff, these can handle that because they're not the brightest headphone on the. It sounds like they're dumb. They're not. They're just not. And I can't even hold it in this hand because this cable is so short. So Dan Clark, do a little better on the cable. That's my one of my initial critiques, and that'll be in the sound check too when we do it. But these support brighter songs and brighter genres because they're not going to overdrive it. So I'm going to listen to a couple more things and then we'll wrap it up. And the next thing I'm going to go to is I'm going to go to some Prince. And here's my thinking here. Prince's stuff is always on the brighter side. There's always a lot going on up top. And an album like Around the World in the Day with Paisley Park and all of the effects and stuff going on, I'm thinking it's going to be a pretty good experience on these. Let's see if I'm right. You got the percussion, the syncopated rhythm, a lot of bells. See, there you go. It's like I'm figuring out the code to the Expanse. Open your heart, open your mind. That's what the Expanse is. This is great. Yeah. Oh. The amazing experimental magic of Around the World in a Day. This album was a commercial flop for all intents and purposes. Prince had come off a massive success of Purple Rain, and he took himself in this totally experimental Beatlesque area. Those of us who are music fans generally love this album, but his fans kind of buried this one. They're more a sign of the times than Around the World in a Day. But I love this record. It's so visionary. Yeah, there's excellent image on this. I don't know if they're living up to the Expanse of the widest experience I've ever had, but I'm enjoying these on certain genres, and this is one of them. Prince was just a master. I'm going to finish up with some Pretenders, and I'm going to go to My City Was Gone, because I want to hear what Chrissie Hynde sounds like on this headphone. And this is a wider experience. Now this is Expanse. It's so bad. I love the notion of the name of the headphone, but it's like it's too on point. This is going to be great with alt rock. This is going to be great with stuff that's jingly jangly and a lot of top, because it'll push that bottom end, which these tend to be a little bass lighter presentations. Things like John Cougar. All this is going to be great. When you get to stuff that's thicker in the bass and more driving, like AC/DC and those kind of genres, this is not going to be the headphone for that. All right. Oh, a way to go, Ohio. So good. All right, I'm going to pause it right here. Okay, I think we got a good handle on these, and this has been an enjoyable experience. A little bit of a concerning, experience off the top. Now, I did like the Grateful Dead on these. I thought that these started out pretty good, but then we started doing some rock tracks, and boy, these things did not handle that very well. And I thought, look, I've got so many great headphones right now. I'm looking for something that does something extraordinary, or does something that that I'm not expecting. And so we were fumbling around a little bit, and then we found the jazz genre, and then we moved that over to some female vocals, and I'm like, okay, stuff that's a little top heavy is where these things are really doing special things, because there's all of this extra bass down low that gets muddied up when you throw, you know, electric basses down there and heavy drums and all of that. Kind of gets a little murky down low. And then when you're shoving something that's a little brighter through it, it's actually filling in that bottom and it's sounding more wonderful and robust while it's holding together a pretty good soundstage. These aren't the fastest thing I've ever heard. I don't think they're as fast as, say, the Caldera or even the LCD-4. I don't think they're that. I think the LCD-4 is probably a little more enjoyable experience out of the gate, but we're going to do some more listening to this and we're going to figure them out. I'm glad I'm taking this journey. This is going to be a headphone that I need to work with a little bit to get used to them and feel them out and where I really like them and where I really don't like them. I don't think these are everything to all genres, whereas something like the Caldera seems to be a little more universal and like an instant wow on almost anything I listen them to. These take some experimenting, and you've got to work with them and find things. And that might be a fun journey to go on. I'm certainly going to take it on for a full-blown sound check in the coming episodes. So that's the Dan Clark Expanse. It's $4,000 of impressive tech and engineering marvel, but what is wrong with me spending this much money on stuff? My God, I'm gonna need an intervention, boys. Okay, we're gonna be doing a full sound check, of course, in the coming episodes, but up next I have a new mystery box from Audio 46, and it's about the size of the Expanse box. Well, they know not to send me an Expanse, so what's going on? Is it a stealth? I don't know. Really curious what's going on there. So make sure you're subscribed to the Director's Garage so you don't miss any of the live action. And a longer cable is going to be in one of the next purchases. I'll give you a clue. Thanks for stopping by today. I hope you enjoyed our first look at the Expanse. And I will see you before you know it.